Tinubu wants us to take him seriously. He must invite Buhari's ministers for questioning Arewa youths. The president or national president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Alhaji Shettima, has stated that despite the commendable efforts of President Bola Tinubu in his first month in office, he is ready to engage the administration if it goes the wrong way. Speaking during an interview with Vanguard, Shettima insisted that ministers who served in the past administration must account for what they did while in office and explain the sources of their wealth. He noted unlike the past administration of Muhammadu Buhari, which according to him looted the treasury and put the country in huge debt, Tinubu has proven that he is committed to intentional governance. He, however, noted that he would take Tinubu's administration seriously after he invites the past ministers to give an account of their time in office. He said, "So far so good. In the last 20 days, we have seen actions and body language which have given hope, unlike the last 8 years from the beginning we thought President Buhari was going to perform magic. It took time before he appointed his ministers. We thought he was still consulting, looking for a different set of people and the best brains, but the same characters that were there before came up even after 6 months. His administration ended up squashing his treasury and putting Nigeria in a huge debt." Now, with the body language of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we can see some changes that we could not see in 8 years. In the previous government, Buhari made appointments and went to sleep even when the appointees failed. He pretended not to see them, and there was massive corruption in his government. But now, with President Tinubu in the saddle, we can see the body language, especially from the CBN and the EFCC. We hope that will continue. Nobody should be allowed to go free. Anyone who is found wanting should be brought to book. We look forward to seeing him beyond the action of the EFCC ahead. The past ministers and their families should be brought to account for what they have done while in office and explain the source of their wealth. Then we will take this government seriously in terms of fighting corruption. In terms of the economy, we have seen the body language too. The Wale Eduns, the Rabadus, who are young elements, very principled and serious-minded people. We could see the direction the president is going. Interesting. Inviting ministers for questioning, again, it's I personally don't think that there's any sort of hope, because Tinubu himself, I don't think is the most innocent. And it's because we love to talk a lot. And I think even when President Buhari or whoever is in office, who is not acting accordingly, who's not doing what, it's everybody speaks. If it's not the Arewa youths, it's probably Ohaneze. If it's not Ohaneze, it's some Christian group. If it's not a Christian group, it could even be Macban. So there's so many groups that always speak. All they do is speak. I have not seen the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum ever lead a protest or a stand or any action. It's always talk, it's always advice. And I personally think that when it is too late, when individuals who have not proven their competence in leadership finally get the position, what do you think they're going to do in office? Because it's you're going to vote somebody in and then they don't do what you expect them to do and we're all acting surprised. In my opinion, why are we surprised? Right? And of course, it's only been 1 month since Tinubu is in office. At the end of the day, everyone can talk, but it's going to take time for us to see what Tinubu is about. The decisions he's making now, we can see the short-term effect, but there's time. He's president, he has 4 years. In the next 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, we will then see the effects. We will then see, okay, in the long run, we might not have liked this decision, but has it yielded anything positive? So, Tinubu is just starting out. We have to give him time. Personally, I don't think he proved himself worthy of somebody that is capable of leadership. So when it comes to expectations, I don't necessarily have expectations, right? And by mere facts and presidential candidates, if we go back, before the elections, which candidates put themselves out there? Because now you're advising, for us to take Tinubu seriously. Who cares if you take him seriously? He's president. You already understand we're not foolish. We know how Nigeria works. We know how much power the president has. He is already president. I don't know what else, is needed, if that makes sense. I really don't understand. But yeah, I don't see, honestly, I don't understand. I really don't. But we'll see how it works. We'll see what happens. But anyways, let's look at what a lot of individuals are saying. I mean, people haven't necessarily put their opinions. But again, we have Tinubu supporters who are just like, yay, great, amazing, he's this, he's that, he's that. But honestly, I just think there's no point engaging in these kind of conversations when he's already president. I mean, Tinubu is president. How I like to see it is, look at the political parties, because these individuals are not individuals by themselves. They represent political parties. What party is Tinubu in? The APC. Look at the kind of individuals that APC has put out to lead us, right? And let's look at the president. So look at the political party and your affiliation to that. That is enough for me to make my judgment on how you are, personally. And again, they're young people. They are people who don't necessarily understand the historical context as to, okay, fine, not historical context, but like, let's say, what has happened in the past, let's say 20 years ago, 25 years ago, or even 10 years ago. Some people are basically just turned 18 this year and then they're going to have to vote. So to make it a fair process, it's like, prove yourself, speak. From the way you speak, we can understand how this individual thinks. You can lie, you can do all that, but you cannot fake for long. I mean, we already know, we've been through so many useless politicians that at this point, Nigeria should have, a sixth sense in spotting and highlighting useless and literally empty vessels. That's what it is. So I think this whole advising thing, if Tinubu wants us to take him seriously, does it matter if we take him seriously? He's president. Does it really matter? Anyways, put what you think in the comment section and don't forget to like and subscribe.